Pro Football Weekly is breaking down the draft for all 32 teams. Right now we're in the AFC East, looking at the Buffalo Bills. Kevin, in terms of the needs they had going in, how did they do filling those?
Well, Buddy Nix is not really one for smokescreens. He said they were going to draft tackles, wide receivers, cornerbacks, and linebackers. And they did.
Yeah.
You know, they attacked their needs. They needed to really improve that blind side. They needed to get a couple pieces on the defense, especially at the back end. They needed a speedy receiver, and they went out and did all that, and really nothing extra.
What of those picks that they made was your favorite pick?
I like the Cordy Glenn pick. I know he's kind of a boomer bust because we don't know how he's going to play at left tackle in the league. He played a lot of guard in Georgia. Maybe he has more of a size for guard. But to get him where they did, I think says a lot for the Buffalo Bills. You know, a lot of people had them projected at taking him number 10 with their first pick. He slips all the way down to their second-round pick. They're able to take him, and now they can have a nice competition for left tackle in training camp.
And they do have that versatility, whether he can play tackle or if he doesn't make it as tackle, he could be an outstanding guard in the league. Which of their picks was your least favorite?
I really liked all their picks. I didn't get drafting a kicker with your 7th round pick. You know, they have Ryan Lindell. I understand that John Potter is kind of a strong leg to have in cap, maybe a kickoff specialist or long field goals. But you don't think you could have signed him after the draft? I mean, with kickers, I always think that when you're drafting a kicker, especially that late, why not just get him afterwards? You know, the Bills still have some other holes they could have filled. I also thought they maybe could have drafted a quarterback at some point. I was a little confused of why they didn't go get one, but the kicker was maybe the only one that kind of screamed to me like, you really need to get a kicker at that point?
At least they didn't take a punter in the 3rd round.
That's
so
true.
If you're gonna waste on a kicker, do it in the 7th round. Overall, when you look at their draft, what grade are you giving?
I gave them a B+. I think they got all their needs. With Stephon Gilmore, you really got to always look at the first-round pick when you're giving out grades, and I like what they did there. I think he fits well, but I don't know if he was really their first choice. You know, they were talking about maybe getting Matt Khalil and trading up. Mark Barron was another possibility, and they settle for Gilmore, but I still think he's going to be a good player, possibly starting on day 1, so I give them the B+.
B+, pretty good grade. Can't argue with that. You like their draft overall. We have grades for all 32 teams. You can check them out at ProFootballWeekly.com.